Yesterday, I was talking about how when we're standing up to someone else, especially our parents, we deal with a lot of guilt. And today, I want to talk about the fear of that we swim in, especially in the Asian Chinese culture, the fear of standing up to our parents and we get penalized because there is a lot of the ramification that comes with it. For example, when we are unfilial to our elders, because filial piety is one of the things that is so valued in the Chinese culture, and there is the fear of reprimanded, meaning we don't want to be struck by lightning and die because we are not respecting our elders, or we don't want to be held responsible when other people, especially our parents, get into health scares or crying or screaming because we're not following through with what they say. And all of this produces a lot of fear within us. And I was just talking about it with my husband last night because even just as simple as wanting to make sure that our parents don't get sick because of our actions, of our choices, it's something that weighs heavily on us. So it's this guilt, feeling like we are the culprit, feeling that we're condemned as the person who caused us pain, and we don't want to be scared of being rejected by our family members, saying that how could you do something like that? How dare you do something so heartless, so disrespectful to our parents, to the point where we get rejected as their children, as part of the family. All of this is something that we have to kind of deal with when it comes to standing up to our parents. So a lot of times when, for example, we have a problem and we share it with other people, and they may say, well, then don't worry about your parents, who cares what they say. But there is a lot of these things that is in the water, that is within our DNA, because of our previous generations, because of society. So a lot of it we have to kind of dig down deep to understand, okay, what is this? How is this holding me back in terms of moving forward? If I do this, does that really mean I am the culprit? If I do it like that, does that really mean I am not loving, I'm not a good child? Does that mean I am not part of the family anymore? So and also, if it is the case, if let's say the parents does to eventually disown you, how are we to deal with all of these results, these consequences? And so it's not just as simple as, oh, don't worry about the parents, oh, don't take care of the guilt and you'll be okay. It's not just that, it's a lot more deeper than that. So I wanted to share this with you because it's something I personally have to deal with, and each person's scenarios are very different. So for some people, the guilt, they have to deal with way more guilt, and some people that have to deal with a lot of fear, and it's a combination of all of these things, and how you interact with your family, how you were raised up, what you hear in the as you were growing up. All of these things has to be dealt with little by little, and at the same time, how can we step out of that? Because if we can pull ourselves away from all of these little sentences of beliefs, then who am I? What do I really want? How can I stand for myself while being an example for my own children so that they can stand for themselves? And I harp on that because I strongly believe that for me to be my own person, it's an example that I have to set for my future generation, for my son, for his kids, because I have been raised in so much of all this pressure, of all these expectations, and now how can we break away from that? Because I'm still unique, I still have my own choices, and how does other people's opinions weigh on me is a separate thing, and being able to fight against all of these oppressive thoughts, oppressive beliefs. So I just wanted to share that because a lot of times if you hear what I have to say or what I share on Reddit, it's a lot of, okay, you know what, this is what you have to deal with, this is the guilt, and you're not responsible for your parents' feelings, and the situation. And at the same time, we're part of this community, part of this family. So I also understand that it's very difficult to separate that out. And for you, what does that mean for you? And all I want is for you to make a decision for yourself. Maybe you really don't want to separate them. Maybe you do decide that you love your mom and you want to do everything for your mom, and whatever makes her happy, then that's your choice. But I want you to be able to consciously choose that choice so that you're happy with that choice, versus someone else who are very depressed and they really don't want to do it, but they want to break away from it. So it's a very different scenario. And so being able to distinguish what you want is very important. So that's why one of the tools that I have created is called the 5 steps to stand up to anyone. And the very first step is about identifying what you want. And in that step, I find that it's so important because a lot of times while we were growing up, whatever we want, other people have been influenced upon us, have been disapproving of what we say. So allowing our voice to come out is the very first step. And so if you can distinguish for yourself, then whatever comes next will be easier. It's still difficult. It's simple. It's simple, but it's not easy. So but at least by you identifying what you want, then we will be more clear as to how we can support the next step. So if you're interested in that, download that tool. It's a free ebook that I've developed for people to go onto this journey. Try that for yourself, and if you have any questions, you can always send me a message and I can give you a hand in exploring some more.